My name's Sarah Harmon. Right now, I am the CEO of Habitissimo. We also have a presence in Peru, where Marisa is from.
Yes, I'm from Peru, just if you don't know that.
And I'm originally from the United States. I was born in Florida. I spent half my childhood in Florida and the other half in Oklahoma. I'm talking to you from Mallorca. And I fell in love with Spain in 1993. And then I fell in love with Spanish wine. And then I fell in love with a Spaniard. And in that order. And that is why, I am in Spain right now. I love this country. It's my adopted country. And right now, I really wouldn't want to be anywhere else, even with all that's going on right now.
I am also an adopted child of Mallorca. If I would have the chance to decide where to pass this moment, I would definitely decide to stay, because it's where you, I guess, build your roots and make your community.
Exactly. So, I understand people who kind of feel like other. I've gotten so used to being kind of not the traditional what anybody would ever think it doesn't even have to do with culture, Marisa. I have been the only woman in a department. I've been the only woman in a team. I have been the only woman on a board. I have been the only woman in a whole company. I have been the only person in a tech company that wasn't an engineer. I've kind of gotten used to my otherhood, and it's so much a part of me now that I feel like if I found a bunch of people that were like me, it would be depressing.
Definitely, yeah, I can relate to that. How did you get to a board of directors? Because I'm curious.
Yeah. And I feel like I've been fortunate to have really good timing, to be in the right place at the right time. But I think, yes, part of the secret of my success is I'm a unicorn where I am here. If I were in the United States, I'm not sure I would have gotten into a board position as soon as I have here. I think that my uniqueness has been an absolute benefit to my professional career. Being an American who is completely bilingual, who knows how to navigate between the two cultures and flip back and forth in between. I mean, when I talk in Spain, when people ask me about the secret of my success, I always hablo de los tres Cs. Soy creativa, soy curiosa, y soy buena comercial. And when I say a good salesperson, I don't mean that I'm a charlatan, like a charlatan. I mean, I know how to promote myself. I know what I do well. I know what I don't do well. And I make sure to put myself in situations where I know that my value proposition adapts to that demand in the market. Mm-hmm. And I think that has been especially good because women are not good at promoting themselves. We're told not to do it. That was not how I was socialized. My parents, especially my mother, was always like, get the best education you can, be, assertive, make your own money, never depend on a man.
Oh, yeah.
That was my mom.
Well, my mom was like, if not, you would be selling potatoes in the market. And I'm like, okay, Mom, but with you, please.
Yeah.
I want to know if this way of being, if this style has got you into trouble sometimes with some people, and how you manage that.
Yeah. So I remember my first job out of my master's program, Marisa, I had a woman, not a man, a woman tell me that she wanted to give me open, honest, and constructive feedback. And she told me that I needed to be less me. Mm-hmm. Like literally that was the advice. And it basically meant less honest. Like basically what, when I kind of addressed that, she was like, you need to be more diplomatic, right? So let's say less honest. You need to be more diplomatic. You need to be less loud. Kind of a loud person. She told me not to laugh so much. That, I think, set me back a bit. I think we lack women role models for leadership. I think we're getting to a point where we do have good ones now. Mm-hmm. Did I feel the same way 10 years ago? No. Maybe because we didn't promote them as much as we try to now, right? Mm-hmm. They existed, but nor did they self-promote, nor did our society promote them. So I don't want to say that they didn't exist. I want to say they're not as visible as they are today.
Definitely. Yeah. Which is part of my motivation to launch this channel, actually, because I am sure there were, and I met so incredible women, as you say, around you.
I think what we need to do is we need to be elevating each other. We need more role models, and we need women, unfortunately, and a lot of women are really uncomfortable with this. I think we just need to be more vocal about who we are and what we do and what female leadership looks like. And I think we need to build new constructs. And I think that that's kind of where we are historically right now in terms of female leadership. And the reality of being in the tech sector and trying to build more diverse teams is a challenge. You and I both know that, right?
Yeah.
It is a huge challenge. Now, I'm going to tell you that, and this has nothing to do with me as a person, but it has everything to do with the fact that I'm a woman CEO running a tech company, is we tend to have more young technical women look at us or take a second look at us when we're recruiting, because it is a draw, right? It is, other women look and they think, oh my gosh, I'm in this male-dominated industry and all I have around me are men, but look at that company over there. It's run by a woman. If she can run a technical company that's in a male-dominated industry, then maybe the environment and the culture in the company will be more something that I can embrace and that I can participate in. That doesn't mean that I'm doing it right. I've been in this job 8 months now. I'm really proud of the progress we made at LinkedIn. Marisa, I ran a program called the Women's Initiative for 18 months. I didn't start it. There was a really core group of women at LinkedIn that kind of looked around at leadership at LinkedIn and said, man, this is so male. And I don't see myself represented there. And they started this program. And this was at a time at LinkedIn when there were only 8% of women in director level, and 8, single digit, 8. In positions of leadership. And by the time that I left LinkedIn last year, it was up to almost 40%.
Wow.
And this initiative didn't go by quotas. It went by promoting visibility of women, making sure that there were balanced slates for positions, right? Candidate slates for positions. It meant having sponsorship and mentorship at the top levels so that when hiring decisions for major leadership positions were happening, that person was a voice at the table for that woman, like knowing, like having an absolute inventory of where your talent and your diverse talent potential is. To wrap all of this up, I still think it's a huge issue. What my biggest worry is, Marisa, is that it doesn't seem to be going in the right direction. Like, it just doesn't seem like there are girls going into technical fields, and I'm a little bit desperate about that. Like, I just don't know. I don't know what the right formula is. I think there's so many organizations trying to bring girls into these fields.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the answer is.
Yeah.
I don't. I wish I could say we don't have all the answers, and that's the one I don't have right now, the one that I wish I had.
If your legacy would be just an advice for the people you love, and you cannot give them anything else, any money or anything else, what advice would you give them?
Yes, you need food. Yes, you need a roof over your head. Those things are very important. But being happy is about the way you face life and your attitude about life and the whole concept of bloom where you're planted. Now, this is very easy for a woman of privilege to be saying to a lot of people. But I think that the privileged world, we have lost our sense of gratitude about life, about a lot of the blessings we have. And I see it a lot in some of the people that I love, and very ambitious people, and people that think the next job is going to make me happy. The next house is going to, if I have a boat, that'll make me happy. If I have that car, that'll make me happy. And they're wrong.
Anything else you would like to say?
I just hope that everybody is staying safe. I hope that everybody finds some sort of positivity out of this whole situation. I hope that we see less suffering. I would be selfish to think that I have a bunch of wisdom. I have a lot of experience, a lot of life experience, and I've had a lot of hard times in my life. But if it's one thing I've learned, these hard times tend to bring something beautiful later. And I am hopeful that that something beautiful is not just my something beautiful, that it's something beautiful for all of us.